Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike the intern, Ned Reynolds, back in the studio. It is Red Friday, so I know we've all been waiting to hear if they think Pacheco's actually going to get to suit up in New England against the Patriots. What are your thoughts on that?
I really think it's doubtful, in all honesty.
Yeah, me too.
He didn't practice yesterday. They'll probably do a walkthrough today in Kansas City and then fly to New England. But the fact that he has been out these last 2 days, and these are critical days, Wednesday and Thursday, and the fact he hasn't practiced, nor has Donovan Smith, I would think that would... I think that's food for thought that they're not going to play. Now, Leo Chanel and Mike Edwards probably will see some action. They're ill. They're not injured. And the viri that's going around now is a little tough to shake sometimes, but the fact is that that's what it is that has them down. So they may or may not be able to play. Nick Bolton, this has me a little disturbed. He was limited in his practice yesterday. Means he was on the field and he was working out, but they had to scale him back a little bit. He's still recovering from the wrist surgery that he had about 6, 7, 8 weeks ago. But the Chiefs are not in the greatest of position at the moment, but this is the Patriots they're playing. And New England has had just an awful year. Only 3 wins on the campaign. They are still, Mike, a pro football team, pro athletes, and Bill Belichick is still coaching the team. They are capable, but I think it's unlikely that they're able to challenge the Chiefs. Now, I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Challenge, yes. They'll play them tough, but I don't think the Kansas City Ball Club's going to lose this one.
I hope not. 3 in a row. I can't even tell you the last time that's happened to us. But after watching that game last night, what in the hell? I think they had the over-under at 36. Which is crazy.
36 was beaten by one team.
I think that's what I put down on my pick 'em, honestly. I think I picked the Raiders to win that game, but I think I put the over-under. Like, it wasn't more than, I think I was pretty close. I didn't even know it was 36. I was pretty close when I picked it, though.
Fact of the matter remains that everything that could go wrong did for the Chargers. 5 very costly turnovers that were turned into scores. Gosh, poor old Easton Stick in there, who was the backup quarterback to Justin Herbert. He got slammed on one play, blindsided, and coughed up the football. You're going to with a concussive hit like that. Was scooped in. I think that was the touchdown that made it 56-0 or whatever the score was. Final score was 63-21. The Las Vegas Raiders win the game. That may be an all-time high for them, and it may be an all-time decisive defeated high for the Los Angeles Chargers. That's just an awful game. It was not...
Exciting for Vegas fans, I'll tell you that much.
Well, they were. Listen, now, think about this as an anomaly. Last week, they play a 3-0 game. And this week, it's 63-21. What on earth?
Defense. And the other turnover that just boggled my mind was the punt return, where they just literally just took it out of dude's hands. Yep. Like, it wasn't like a punch. He just grabbed it from him. Oh, my goodness gracious, snakes alive. You could see it. And you know what? I'm glad it wasn't us that happened to.
I'll tell you what this does, too. It points out to me that we talked about this earlier this week. As far as the Chiefs are concerned, the Chargers are definitely not concentrating every minute that they're out there. There's no way that guy should have lost that football on that punt return.
No.
It was taken away from him.
Literally ripped out of his hand. It wasn't punched. It was, that's my ball. And he's going to be getting some hell for that this morning. I guarantee you that. So this weekend, actually, good news, everyone. Even though we do have bowl games, we also have Saturday and Sunday football games.
You take the stick that turns the channels if you're lying in bed or on a couch, or if you get up and turn the channels, which is highly unlikely these days, you find a plethora of football on there. There are 3 pro football games and 6 college bowl games. Now, the bowl games are not all that big. Many of these are teams from which you have never heard. But the fact is, the three NFL games, which includes the Vikings and the Bengals, and in Cincinnati, the Steelers at the Colts. It's a big one for Pittsburgh. And the Saturday night game is the Denver Broncos and the Detroit Lions in Detroit. Now, these are both teams that have been surprises this year. Not so much the Lions. You saw them coming on. But the Broncos have really come on. Big game for both those teams in terms of whether or not they're going to qualify for the postseason. So they're the 3 NFL games plus the bowl games.
We're eating this weekend.
I beg your
Sure. I
pardon?
said we're eating this weekend.
Oh, you are. There's plenty of pig to go around.
I am curious to see. Go Lions, baby. Go Lions, go Lions, go Lions. But, they're going to want blood after losing to Chicago.
And they lost exactly to the Chicago Bears, and that's unacceptable to them. But it is what it is.
Go Lions. I know what I'll be doing Saturday. So I know that we're all going to be watching a lot of football this weekend. But if you don't like football and you'd rather watch some basketball, you got a chance to do that too.
There is hoops, one game in town, the other game out of town, and both involve the teams from Missouri State. The guys are playing and I love this too. This is a renewal of what I consider to be a great rivalry. It was at one time a Missouri Valley Conference rivalry. The Bears are going to Tulsa and play the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Tulsa is now a member of the American Athletic Conference, the AAC, and has since had to alter their schedule. The teams haven't played since 2015. That doesn't seem possible, but it is. Anyway, the Bears play Tulsa. That is tomorrow afternoon at 2. Here in town at 1 o'clock, the Lady Bears are playing Wichita State. So there are two games. They aren't simultaneous. There's an hour difference in them. Lady Bears at 1 in town at the Great Southern Bank Arena, and the Bears on the road at Tulsa. They're playing the Reynolds Gymnasium down there, and it's not gym, it's an auditorium on the campus of Tulsa University. Two very good basketball games. Mizzou is the other team. Drury is off this weekend. Drury doesn't have any games, but Mizzou does, and on Sunday, Missouri will be hosting Seton Hall out of Orange, New Jersey. They're on a trek through the Midwest. Seton Hall's no pushover, folks, but Missouri should do well. The Tigers are a pretty good ball club. 4 o'clock starting time on Sunday for that game.
Missouri Valley Conference scene in the FCS playoffs is happening, you said, late Saturday afternoon?
This is the Final Four, and half of the Final Four is Missouri Valley Conference teams. One game is tonight, and the other is tomorrow afternoon. The defending national champions, and they are the national champs, South Dakota State, plays tonight under the lights in Brookings, South Dakota. Oh my. Do you know what the temperature will be?
I was actually, as you were saying that, thinking to myself, is there a way that I can look this up quickly?
Don't tell me it's going to be 49 degrees.
I mean, you know what? Considering the week that we've had in the December we've had so far, right now it's 39. Right now, at this very moment, the high is 40 today. Could see a little rain, could see some snow, but then tonight it flips. Tomorrow they're getting snow. 35.
And it's going to be awfully cold.
And 35 is the high.
Well, their semifinal game is versus Albany University. Albany is the state capital of New York, and it is in upstate New York, central to upstate New York. So the Albany Great Danes are perfectly accustomed to cold weather. That's not the case. The case is they're playing South Dakota State. It would be a pretty good matchup because there are comparable opponents, one of whom is Villanova out of Philadelphia. And Albany beat them worse than South Dakota State did. This will be a great game. That is tonight. The other semifinal game is tomorrow, and it kicks off in Missoula, Montana, where it will also be quite less than balmy. And that is North Dakota State versus Montana University. Mike, out in Montana, there are no pro teams. The two big teams there are Montana and Montana State, and they draw huge crowds for their games. The Bears of Missouri State play Montana in their opener next year in Missoula, Montana. That'll be an experience. Montana ball clubs are always very good. They are 1AA FCS, but they're very solid football programs, very solid athletic programs, but mostly in football. The Montana and North Dakota State, and the winners will play Sunday, January 7th for the FCS or Division I AA National Crown.
Last but not least, the Chiefs take on the New England Patriots on Sunday. Again, this game originally was supposed to be the Monday night game. It's been flexed back to noon on Sunday, which I'm extremely thankful for. We didn't have any noon games this year, maybe like 3. So that means Ned Talk starts at 10.
We have reprogrammed all of the computers. Oh my, the computers, they have a game as Monday. No, it's not. It's Sunday. It is the very first ever Monday night game that's been flexed to a lesser date. Very first one ever, and the first time ever that the Chiefs have been flexed. You have to wonder about that a little bit because the Chiefs are a big drawing card on national television, but in this game against the Patriots, who have had a really star-crossed year, they're way down. It does begin at 12 noon. Ned Talk is 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. It will also be 10 a.m. on Christmas morning on a Monday. That's when the Chiefs play the Raiders in Kansas City. But that's over then. That's in the future. This is on Sunday, 10 o'clock starting time, and we hope you join us for the pre-game show. The Chiefs need to win.
They definitely need to win. I was also looking ahead at the forecast. It looks like it's going to be sunny and 50 on Christmas Day.
Nothing wrong with that.
Not if you're going to the game. Ned, you have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday.